right. Hi, I'm so excited today. Hello, everybody. I'm here to talk about the holiday shop. We just opened an early holiday shop. Okay, are we live everywhere? We are live everywhere. Okay, nice. Okay, let me know if you're here. Okay, if you got here, let me know. And thank you for watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, because nobody has joined yet, so I'm welcoming you as the replay watchers. And if you get here, let me know that you're here and you're watching and you're excited, as I am so super excited. So I'm wearing a little bit of a holiday colors because we're talking about our holiday shop. We opened the holiday shop. If you're on Facebook, the link is right there. And there's early bird bonuses that will last until the end of the day Monday, this coming Monday. So you want to go check it out. If you're on Instagram, if you go to the bio link, click there, and the holiday shop is right, the first link right over there. So I'm gonna tell you what we have in the holiday shop. So we have exciting stuff. Board games, but not just any board games, because you might be thinking, board games, my kids have way too many board games. Yeah, first of all, there is no such thing as way too many board games. Second of all, these are not just any board games. These are gardening related board games, and they're cooperative board games. So if you're a parent or a grandparent or an auntie or an uncle and you haven't heard about cooperative board games, they are actually the opposite of competitive board games. They're not competitions, but at the same time, they're a lot of fun. So cooperative board games could be a lot of fun, but the good thing about them is that at the end of the day, at the end of the game, nobody's gonna get upset because everybody wins or everybody loses. So we're in it together, right? So between these three board games that we have in our holiday shop, one of them, we always win. So, which is even more exciting. All we have to do is to actually stick to the end of the game. And every time the game plays differently, but if we stick to it and we follow the rules and we cooperate together, we will finish winning. Okay, so one of these games. The other two, we could win or we could lose. Now I'm going to tell you all about them. But they're exciting games. They're not just any board games. So which one do we start with? Let's start with the one that is, that we always win. So the one that we always win. So say hi if you're here. Hello. Oh, hi. Exciting. So I'm going live to tell you about our holiday shop. So our holiday shop just opened. On Facebook, it might go on and off. I hope this doesn't do this to me. Okay, our internet has been on and off today. It is what it is. I'm going to continue and hopefully it's not going to give us a hard time. So this is not the actual board game. As you can see, this is really thin. We have upgraded these board games, and they actually come in a cart, chipboard, not in just a card like this. But I printed these just to show you because I don't have them yet with me. So this is all about garden heroes. Who are the garden heroes? These are the beneficial animals and insects. So your kiddos, when they play this game, they will actually learn a lot about the beneficial animals and insects. The reason I actually made this game is that when I was from the very beginning, when I started teaching gardening in schools here in local schools years and years ago, one of the things that I have always found about kids and the insects is that they don't like them. There are so many animals and insects that are super cool and super good for the garden, and we have to actually appreciate them and be appreciative of what they do in the garden for us, such as bees, for example, that the kids are actually afraid of. They every time that a bee would come around, one child at least would panic and start screaming, and that would quickly spread to everybody else. And like everybody would be screaming and running around the garden. Why? Because a poor bee came around to where it belongs, which is the garden. So our kids, unfortunately, they don't know how to be around these wonderful, wonderful animals and insects. So when I was building I think it was the August, if I'm not mistaken, of 2020, when I was building the box, Oasis Box, about animals and insects, beneficial ones, I thought, what about putting together a board game so that the kids can play and they learn about these wonderful animals and insects while they're playing the game? And that's how this game was born. Okay, so it's a very fun game. So as you can see on the again, this is not gonna come like this to you. It's gonna be an actual chipboard. As you can see, this is our garden essentially, and then we have a stack of the garden heroes and a stack of what supports them and the neighbors' yards. So if we can put in here in our garden things that would support the beneficial insects and animals, the garden heroes that can support them, the garden heroes that come to our garden as we play the game. So there's a way that we play the game and get the cards, and there are rules around it and all that. If we can actually support them with the support cards, they will stay in our garden and bless our garden, and we would win at the end. And if we can't support them, then they will escape to the neighbor's yard. So this is how this game, how you play this game. And the cards that you play with, first of all, they come in this environmentally friendly cotton bag. And the cards, so I'm going to show you a few of them. Let's pick a support card, and let's pick a hero card. Okay, so let's pick, well, the obvious hero, which is the bee, right? So we have support card, hero cards, and we have support cards. Okay. So now this is a support card. I'm trying to see if you can put it. I can put it in a way that everybody can see. It tells you what it is that you want to have in the garden and what different animals and insects does that item actually support. So if we have a native tree, for example, this card tells us that the native tree can support the birds and the bees and the spiders and a few more. So these are the ones that it can support. Can it support something else? Can it support the worms? Not directly. So this card isn't going to be good for the worms, but we have other things that are going to be good for the worms. And another thing that's pretty cool, if I can find that card. So there's this card that at the back of it, these are the powers that the garden heroes have. The powers that the garden heroes in this game have are 4 different powers, okay? So some of them have 1 power or 2 and it doesn't have the other powers. For example, lacewings are predators and they're also pollinators, okay? So there's these 4, the predators, pollinators, poopers, and parasites. These are the powers that these different garden heroes have. And then when you play them, when you play the game, your kiddos will learn about which one of these animals and insects, why do we love them, and what power do they come with, okay? So there's going to be these supports and the gardening heroes that are actually very good for our garden. So it teaches your children why they're so good for the garden and all that. And you can grab this as one of our holiday gifts. They all come in boxes like this. So this is our Oasis box. Okay, so we're redesigning these boxes for our holiday gifts. So over here at the top, we're not gonna have this. I don't have the boxes yet. That's why we're doing this early, so that I know how many numbers, but the boxes are have been designed. So I already know that this part is going to be different, and for every game, we're gonna have a different picture that tells you the game. But I brought these boxes so that you know what sort of box. So you're gonna get a really good quality box. And we're not gonna ship these like this, okay? Because we know that these are gonna be gifts for the holiday for the kiddos in your lives, right? So we're not gonna ship them like this, because if you remember, you already know that these are the boxes we ship the monthly boxes in, right? But we're not gonna ship, and we ship it like this, just like this. So sometimes it gets banged up and it gets dirty and things like that. But for the holiday season, that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually ship them in, put these in another box so that it's protected, so that when you get these, you can, wrap them, and you can be proud of putting them under the tree, or whatever other holiday you celebrate. You can give it as a gift in that holiday that you are celebrating. Why is my camera doing that? Well, we're just gonna continue, okay? So that's one of the board games that is in the holiday shop. Again, go ahead and join go to the link in the bio, or if you're on Facebook, go to the link in the description. Go and check out our holiday shop. We ship to US and Canada, and we have 3 board games. One of them I just showed you, and the other 2 are as exciting but very different. And if there's time, I'm going to show you those too. We also have a coloring book. And so every one of our Oasis boxes that went out since the inception, it had a coloring page that was related to the theme of that month. And those coloring pages, we have gathered them all, 20 of them together, the most beautiful and exciting ones and the most loved ones. We put them together in a coloring book. So if your kiddos are into coloring, so that would be a lower, like a cheaper item. I don't want to say cheap, because to me, none of them are cheap. But, lower value in terms of monetary value for your holiday gifts. So if you're into buying like a $27 board game, so you would get one of these. There's a bundle of the 3 games, right? And that's $65. That's shipping too. So make sure you pay attention to the shipping that gets added. But if you get one of these boxes, I think it's $4 shipping. If you get all 3 games, which would actually give you a bigger package to put under your Christmas tree. So if you have that special child that you want to have a bigger package for them under the tree, and you love all of these games and you can't choose between them, and you're the type of parent who wants to pay less, it'll be, each one is $27, and the 3 of them together are only $65, and you only pay, I think, $6 shipping. But for every one of them separately, you have to pay $4 shipping, right? So it's a really, really good deal if you go ahead and buy all 3 together. So there's a bundle, and there's also separate items, so separate board games. Okay, so you can totally go ahead and buy all 3 of them, and these are going to be in very similar to these boxes. but they're going to be packaged differently for the holidays and for each board game. And your boards aren't going to be like these. These are just for me to show you. They're going to come in chipboard, and the cards are going to be in these little cute bags. And we are going to actually print on the bags as well. So I can't show them to you right now because they're not built yet. And we are actually working with all of these items and materials, and the prints and the bags and everything comes from local US small businesses. So not only you are actually, if you shop with us, not only you're supporting me as a local small business, but you're also supporting the other small businesses that I work with, right? So all of these items actually come from a small business, local small business. So that's about that. Let's talk about our early bird bonuses. So if you shop, if you get any of these board games or the bundle or the coloring book before end of day Monday, there is early bird bonuses that comes with it. Now, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the Oasis Box. So the Oasis Box is a monthly subscription box for kids that goes out. And if you buy, but the club is actually closed right now, so you can't join the club. And we don't sell the boxes of this year on their own separately. We occasionally have our vintage boxes of the last year for sale, but these boxes of this year, you can't get them. The only way you can get them is as an early bird bonus if you get the bundle. So if you get the bundle of the 3 board games together as an early bird bonus, I will give you 1 completely free November Oasis box. So not only you're gonna get these 3 amazing board games for the kids in your life, but you will get a complete, these are $30. Well, you can't join the club right now because the doors are closed, but if you could, like the members currently, they pay $30 for these boxes. So it'll be a $30 bonus completely for free. And what you get in these boxes, oh my God, you just have to go and check it out on our website if you want. But trust me, you're gonna love them. And the thing is about the November box that you're gonna get as a bonus, the November box is going to be all about growing holiday gifts. How cool is that? Growing holiday gifts. So there's 2 growing activities. One is a holiday gift that your kiddos can grow and gift, and one is a holiday gift they can give and whoever's receiving them can grow it. That's all I'm gonna say, because these items are actually surprises for our members, so I don't want to ruin the surprise. But as an early bird bonus completely for free, if you get the bundle of the board games, it's a $30 value, and it is a very, very good value, right? And you can't just go and pay $30 and get this. We don't sell them. This is only for our members, okay? So now, what if you don't want to buy the entire bundle? What if you only want to buy one of the board games? So in that case, as an early bird bonus, I'm gonna give you, so the early bird ends end of day on Monday. Okay, so if you do your shopping before that and buy only one of the games, I'm gonna give you 1 Oasis envelope. Okay, so we have the Oasis Box membership, as I just talked about, and we also have another membership, which is a smaller membership. It's called Oasis Envelope. So the Oasis Envelope of November, which is the one that you're going to get as an early bird bonus to one of these games. If you buy one of the games, it has the growing activity guide and the seed pack in it. Now, this month, because our November box is actually the holiday season box, and I have put so much in here just because I'm like, it's once a year and I want to, give because it's holiday season and it's, in the spirit of giving. I think I completely blew my budget out for the November box. And I was like, I don't care. This is just once a year. I want to just give, right? So for the Oasis envelope, there's going to be a few surprise extra items in that too. So it's not just going to be the activity guide and the seed pack, but there's going to be a few more exciting items in there as well. And and the value of that is $14.41 for the members of it. But it's still closed. Like, you can't go and just shop and buy that Oasis envelope. You can only get it as an early bird bonus to the board games. If you get one of the board games, you get one Oasis envelope as an early bird bonus. And if you get the bundle, then you are going to get one Oasis box of November, complete box of November, as an early bird bonus. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, and if you buy the coloring book as an early bird bonus, why is my camera doing that? That's crazy. My Facebook camera is just going nuts today. Anyway, I'm going to continue. So if you buy the coloring book as an early bird bonus, I'm going to put a seed pack, an extra seed pack, organic seeds of some sort of vegetable or herb. I'm not going to tell you what. It's going to go as an early bird bonus, okay, of the coloring book. Now, you might be thinking, what does a coloring book have to do with the seed pack? Well, this is a coloring book of all our Oasis coloring pages. 20 of our Oasis coloring pages plus 20 of the stickers that we have had in our Oasis boxes throughout the years are gathered into this, and Oasis Box is all about gardening. So that's the relation between and if your kids have a seed pack in there while they color and while they learn about the different things that are related to gardening throughout these coloring pages, they will also have a seed pack so that maybe they can actually get excited and grow something as well. Okay, so that would be part of that. Okay, so again, now, do you want to see the other two? I showed you the Garden Heroes board game. I told you there's 3 board games. 3, not 3, 3. 3 board games. And let's talk about the edible parts of plants board game. Again, these board games aren't gonna come in this flimsy board. It's gonna actually come in a chipboard. This is just to show you, okay? So the edible parts of plants board game is another game which is pretty exciting. Teaches your kiddos. Again, it's a cooperative. Well, some people call it collaborative. Most people call it cooperative. So this is also a cooperative board game. So it's not a competition. It's not that at the end of the game somebody is going to get upset and cry all over the game and all that. Everybody wins or everybody loses. So we're all in it together. This is the type of educational, and it's also fun. I mean, come on, let's stop teaching our kids that in order to have fun, they have to compete and somebody has to lose. Why? That is completely against how natural environments and nature works, especially completely against how a garden works. We don't have to have losers and winners. We can all be losers or we can all be winners, okay? So that's why these are all collaborative board games, okay? So now these collaborative board games teaches your kiddos about different edible parts of plants. And the reason I built this game is that, as a family, we've always been encouraging our kids to use all the different parts of, an animal, if you're eating an animal, or a plant, if you have grown a plant in our garden, or if you have gone to the farmer's market and have gone have gotten complete plants, or even if you go to the grocery store, sometimes we do that too. And so we want to use as much as possible. But it's not like you can go ahead and, eat all the pieces of all the plants that you have, because some pieces of some plants are actually even poisonous, and some parts are not really that yummy, and there's not that many uses for them. What do you do with those parts that are actually you don't want to put in your food or your salad or your stew or your tea? What do you do with those? So there's composting here going on in this game. There's seed saving going on in this game, and there's grandma and we have 10 hours, and as we play the game, these hours will come up, and grandma's waiting for us to give her ingredients, and it's all in the game, what types of ingredients we want for the stew or the salad or the tea. Okay, so and for all of these we have to provide the ingredients to grandma. How do we do that? The way the game works is that it has these cute cards that also come in an environmentally friendly cotton bag, and these are different types of parts of plants. And we also have the hour cards. Okay, so we have the hour cards, which actually helps us to track our progress throughout the game. And we have the different parts of plants. Now, these actually come in realistic looking pictures. So we want the kiddos to actually see the real thing. Let me see if I can find the lettuce plant and its seeds and all that, because seriously, some of these plants, you wouldn't even recognize them when they bolt and go into flowers and seeds. So it's really, it was absolutely important to me that these cards are real looking. Okay, so they're not just, pictures that somebody's imagination. So like look at this. This is the tubers of potato. Okay, so I know that they've seen potatoes, but to see it in a real thing like that is different. Let me see if I can find the lettuce, or this one, for example. Did they know that the radish seeds actually that come in pots that looks like this? Maybe yes, maybe no. It depends on how much gardening they've done, right? And I can't for the life of me find like radish flowers, right? And of course the thing that, so I have the lettuce bolting stem. So who knew that lettuce would look this weird when it bolts and goes to seed and flower? Now we have, as you can see, color coded all of these to tell the kiddos if these are okay to eat, or if they are poisonous and we don't want to eat them, and all that. And as they're playing the game, they have to decide what they want to take to grandma as an item in the soup, the stew, or in the salad or the tea. And there's some imaginations and there's some flexibility, right? For the kiddos to actually discuss this and decide between them or with you. What do we want in the salad? Do we want the tomatoes in the salad, or do we want them in the stew? Maybe we want them in the stew. But when you put it there, then you put it there. And now you have to find another ingredient for the other plant parts. Now, I haven't even told you yet the most exciting part of this game. The most exciting part of this game is actually putting the plant puzzles together. So, for example, we have the lettuce leaves, and then we have the lettuce, bolting lettuce that goes on top of that. Can you see that? And then we have the lettuce roots. If I can find it, you know what I mean, right? Well, it doesn't want to show itself to me between all these cards. These are 40 cards, 10 different plants. Each plant has 4 different pieces. So we have to complete the puzzles first. And when one plant is completed, then we can contribute different parts of it to the compost bin, to the seed saving drawer, or to the 3 items that grandma needs ingredients to. Okay, so we have to do the puzzles first, and when the puzzles are finished, then we can contribute them. And we only have 10 hours, as the hours cards could come up as well. And it's a fun game. There's a lot of education that goes into it. And what's better than teaching your kiddos about gardening, good food, health, and Mother Nature via a board game that they have fun in as well, right? So we don't have to always, the teaching and learning happens a lot better when you're doing a game with the kiddos, rather than, having them look it up on the internet, or, teach them, through books. And like, all of those are good, awesome. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with any of those, but we have to admit, they just learn better when they play games, because that's much more natural, right? And this is family fun. Family fun is also important, right? So, again, if you buy one of these board games as an early bird bonus, you're gonna get an Oasis envelope of November. And if you buy the bundle of these 3 games, you're gonna get 1 free Oasis Box of November. This is something that we only send to members, remember? Okay, the 3rd game, it's Fall Oasis Garden. Oh my God, this is one of my favorites. Well, Garden Heroes is one of my favorites too. Well, they're all my favorites. but this is a special because there's so many different fun things going on in this game. And it's all about fall gardening. The reason I actually made this game is that every time, like I was talking to anybody who does gardening, or if I was teaching a school garden program in spring, everybody minds, as soon as the season's over and fall starts to start, they think, okay, let's go and clean out the garden now and just prepare it for winter. And there's not much else we can do. They take all the plants out, they clear or clean, which is the worst time of year to do for the garden heroes. You want to leave stuff on your garden and don't clean it out before spring. But I divert. I'm sorry. So anyway, everybody goes and cleans out their gardens, and I'm like, oh my God, there's still one more half season, half year that you can grow in. And that's essentially why I built this, because this teaches your kiddos how many different things they can do in fall. And don't get me wrong, I live in Canada and I'm not the coldest place on earth, but we have tough winters here. So it's not like I'm sitting in a very, warm place and I'm saying, okay, why don't you grow in fall? No. I live in a very cold place and I'm telling you, why don't you grow in fall? Because there's so much you can do in fall. So the different things we have in this game, we can plant garlic. We can harvest and preserve. We can still plant cool crops. We can, and winter comes too. So we have a winter and we have a kitchen to which we harvest and in which we preserve. So we have preserve label cards. Let me show you the cards. And this game comes with a die. It's a color-coded die. Can you see that? So it's 6 different colors. If white comes, it's another winter card that goes on the board. And if any of these other activities come, other colors come, there's different activities that we do, and we do them in an order. If an activity is not available anymore because we don't have that on the board or whatever, for whatever reason, whatever is happening, we go to the next activity, next activity. It's a lot of fun. And these cheap little cards that come with the game that go with the board. So these go on the board, right? Okay, my Facebook camera, crazy Facebook camera. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, so they're cute ones. So we have hot loving plants like watermelon. We have cold crops like Swiss chards. And we have the garlic that we're planting in fall. And we have the preserve labels. And we have the winter cards. And we have one more item, which is the seed packs that we're actually planting in fall. They're cool crops that are really fast. And we can even plant seeds in fall and harvest it right before freeze. All of that. Can you imagine how much learning goes into these board games? They're just, I know that I'm biased because I make these board games, but they're awesome. I don't think you can find any cooperative board game anywhere else. I mean, I've looked, but I can't, never say never. As far as I know, there is nothing else like this that teaches your kiddos about gardening, about good food, about how to work with Mother Nature in a collaborative game while they're having tons of fun. So again, just for a review, we have in our holiday shop, and the link is in the description, or if you're on Instagram, go to the bio, and if you click there, the first thing's our holiday shop. There is 3 different board games, all cooperative board games, and they're all about gardening, and they're all educational, tons of fun. They can all be played by only one child or the entire family, so there's no limitations. And they come in these cute boxes, and they're perfect for holiday gifts for any child in your life. And there's also, I don't have the coloring book with me. I could bring coloring pages and show you the pages and the stickers, or maybe in the next Facebook Live, I'll bring those and I'll show you. But these are not built yet, okay? Because we're doing this early so that we know when we close the shop at the end of October, we're early enough so that we can put the packages together, and we're working with local small businesses. So we're all working together, putting these packages of gifts for you. We want to send them to you on December 1st. That's why we're doing this early, so that we have enough time to do it. And we want to send you early because, oh my God, I don't know if you remember last year, but the holiday season was such a mess. Like, all the packages were delivered really late. USPS was just completely messed up on us and on everybody. And it was tough. So this year, I'm like, okay, these are gifts. So people get these with a lot of hopes that they're going to put them under the tree. So we want them to actually get them in time. And we want you to be, shopping while you're supporting a small business like mine. And every one of these boxes doesn't only support me, it supports all the small businesses that I'm working with to put the material and the cute things in here for you. You'll be supporting them, and you'll do it early. And you're sure that you're going to get it on time. There's no stress. There's no craziness going on. So that's why we're doing it early. And that's why we're closing it early. And as an early bird bonus, again, for every one of these games, you get an Oasis envelope of November. And if you get the bundle, you get an Oasis box of November. That's $30 value, and you can't find it anywhere else. And if you get the coloring book as an early bird bonus, you get an extra seed pack in the pack. Now imagine if you have more than one child, if you get the bundle, which is really good value, you could gift each one of these to a child. And can you imagine, like, if you're a grandma, for example, and you have more than one grandchild, every one of these can go to one, and then they all open it up and they show it to each other, and every one of them is different, but they're all looking the same in the same looking boxes, and they can play all of them together. How fun would that be? And the extra box that comes out, so these boxes, the Oasis Box of November that you get as an early bird bonus, comes with tons of activities that can be shared between siblings, between different kids in the family, or it can go to as another gift. So it would be actually, instead of 3 gifts, you would have 4 gifts, and you will be paying for 3 gifts, not even that, because you're buying this as a bundle. I mean, it blows my mind when I think about it. And every time that I put together these boxes, that gift-giving side of me comes out every time. And my team is like, honestly, Layla, how many things do you want to put in here? And I'm like, and especially this one, the November one, because it's a holiday one, I just went overboard. I have to look at the budget. I think I completely blew my budget out of the water for this one. And I'm like, who cares? This is holiday season and I want to be giving. So that box that's coming as a bonus is probably better value than every one of these board games that you're going to get. So go ahead and do that. Make sure you do catch the early bird. Okay. And if you have any questions, guys, put them in the chat, or put them in the, not chat, what is it called? The comments. I'm going to go in there and answer them, or email me. Go to my website. You get my email address. I have an open door policy. I just want to hear from you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Okay. So again, we're closing the holiday shop at the end of October. The early bird ends Monday night, and we are getting crazy busy putting your packages together with love throughout November, and we will be shipping it to you December 1st so that you get it way earlier than the craziness of holiday season madness, and you can actually make sure that you have done your shopping and you've shopped for all the kiddos in your life, and you shopped green, and you supported small businesses too. Okay? So that's about it from me. Thank you for being there. Thank you for watching. Let me know, okay? Let me know if you had any questions. I'm here for you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Mwah.